It's the Janel Burgess Show once again. Hi, everyone. With head coach Janel Burgess, I'm Steve Lloyd-Jones. It's brought to you by the Amway Grand Plaza Hotel. The Laker women getting through the GLIAC tournament portion of the schedule. And we're going to look ahead in a moment, of course, to the NCAA Regional National Tournament. But a quick look back first. That one, the only game you had played this past week on Wednesday against Northwood. And give full credit to Northwood, by the way. They played very, very well. It definitely wasn't one of Grand Valley's best. But, you got through that as they defeat you there at home. Yeah,
I guess when you look at Northwood's performance, they played very physical to us, and I did not think that we rose to the occasion and kind of fought back in simple terms. We were very, very weak. Did not get to the free throw line nearly as much as we should have and could have. Got a lot of offensive rebounds, but did not convert them and create simple points for us. Defensively, I don't think that was the issue, really. I mean, we still held them to a decent amount of points. It was really putting the ball in the hole. When you shoot 19% from the field overall for the entire game, you know that you're going to have mental fatigue set at some point in time, and that obviously hit us as the second half began and continued on through the remainder of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you fall 63-39. Like you say, defense, boy, 63 points. Yeah. They hit 5 threes. It wasn't like they hit a ton of threes. You are even up on rebounding. So defensively, there was a lot of good things. Yeah, there was. I mean, like I said, when you don't put the ball on the hole, especially I think with a youthful team, which we are still, if we want to look in all reality, we're still kind of young. That's tough for a young team to be able to bounce back. I mean, we had shots after shots that just would not fall, and they were open shots. Now, granted, we started forcing things as the game progressed because anxiety was striking us. But overall, in the first 16 minutes, we were pretty proud of how our kids played. We were executing. We were moving the ball pretty freely, but we just could not put any buckets in to save our soul, and that ended up creating, in the last 4 minutes of that first half, you could see we were tightening up a little bit. We were, succumbing to some of their physical presence, and unfortunately, did not do what we needed to do. Talk about the dynamics in the huddle in those times, because, we hear about baseball where hitting's contagious, and I'm sure when you're shooting well, everybody feels confident, and that tends to spread. Do you find that when things, when the ball isn't going in, does everybody kind of start to feel that way?
Oh, yeah, you can tell. But the biggest thing that should never change, and this is what we're still trying to teach these kids, no matter how much the ball does not go in, your aura needs to maintain the same. And you could see our heads dropping. You could see us losing some of our composure on the court when we were going through a challenge. And as we all know, adversity is going to strike. It's how you handle that and how you punch back and fight back out of it. And I guess the greatest thing you can look at is we do have another chance to fight, getting able to go into the NCAA tournament here on Friday at Michigan Tech, playing Drury. That's right. Grand Valley will, of course, qualify for that. You didn't lose any ground as the number 4 seed, which in a lot of cases you maybe would have done. But as the 4 seed going to Tech, you're going to play Drury. And for folks, they've heard about Drury, very good program, don't know a lot about this year's edition. Right. Talk about them a little bit. They're very, 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 very young. They're led by a freshman in scoring. They have one solid senior that plays and does very well. She's pretty much the heartbeat of their team. Their point guard, very similar in some aspects to Jazz. She's a smaller kid, athletic, quick, will be able to D us up pretty well. But she runs the show, and then they've got a lot of shooters on the outside. Not a lot of physical presence, what I can see from the little bit of film that I've been able to catch on the inside. So hopefully we can make that a point of emphasis for us this week, is really taking the ball inside, either off the dribble or off the pass, obviously getting into the low post, and be able to make that one of our strengths this week. You like, at this point, playing somebody you haven't seen before, and vice versa? I mean, is that a positive thing? I think it's very good for our kids. I think to be able to go in knowing you got a new opponent that you're going to look at who we've not seen all year and really don't know a lot about. We have played them, obviously, in the past, but I don't think this group of kids can even remember probably from November 16th when we played them last year, to be honest, and we're such a different team. I think they'll come in with a little bounce in their step and excited to go. That's right. And you get ready for this. Of course, you have to make a long trip, so those logistics. And then it's potentially quite a few games there right around the weekend. But do you sense maybe a renewed freshness from the team going into this? What's their attitude like? I would think that's what we should be. Definitely. You want that. I think when we were able to watch the selection show last night, obviously it was kind of like they were all, on pins and needles. Even though you know what region you're going to be, you're in the NCAA tournament at this level, which is a little different than what you see all the hoopla in the Division I level. But yet you could see that they walked out ready to go, ready to get that last chance to be able to express what Grand Valley basketball is about, because obviously the Northwood performance is not what we're about, and that's why we get this other chance to be able to prove ourselves.
Do you harp on any one thing in particular? Do you just kind of let it ride? What do you do here in this week?
No, we've really been focusing on being physical and not worrying about any uncontrollables. You put the ball in the hole no matter what the circumstances are. Amazing that we went through a practice on Friday where we called no fouls, we had no baseline out of bounds, and we shot 57% from the field, which means they were getting hammered, and that we shot 24 out of 40 field goals, and it was all layups. We did not let them shoot one outside shot either, because we were like, get the ball inside, do what we do, and make no excuses about it, and they did a very good job. Interesting
stuff. All right, well, best of luck with that, Janel. Want to remind viewers too, you can hear live coverage of that, from Michigan Tech. That'll be Friday night, 8:30. Correct. Right here at gvsulakers.com, as we'll bring that to you there, the audio live coverage. For head coach Janel Burgess, I'm Steve Lloyd Jones. Thanks for watching the show today here in the Grand Valley Sports Network.